Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak, where last episode, continuing the night action sweep of Edith, we came across some distraught car enthusiasts and found ourselves involved in a race in the capital, facing off against the new High Bloods, with Hermes the Courier as backup to send the encroaching group packing. We now sweep through Riverside.
The bracers are out. I can't believe all three of us are heading out on the same day, and Gray's finally starting his journey from branch to branch. Sure, it takes me back to doing the same when we were still junior bracers. Yeah, it's a hard task getting a recommendation letter from every branch, but it's good work before becoming a senior bracer. Not just that, but it's the best way for all bracers to acquire their most useful tool in the job. What tool? Spoiler alert, but it's cultural understanding. The Republic's full of folks from all cultures and backgrounds. You won't be a good bracer if you don't learn how to approach them all. Oh, that's why. I hear I'll be assigned to a branch steeped in Central Eastern culture. Give it your best out there. It's a tough road ahead, but I know you can pull it off. Best of luck out there, man. Can't look after you since you're going in opposite directions, but I have a feeling I won't need to. You got this. Thanks to the both of you. Safe travels, and I hope you enjoy your drinks. Now I get the story of Dawn Trail. It was about the main character becoming a bracer. This makes so much sense now. Speaking of, I still can't believe you're not even slightly drunk, Regina. Is it really that weird? I've only had a few drinks so far. I don't throw them back as recklessly as you do. Oh, not another woman that can hold their drink ridiculously. Talk about lack of restraint. It's not long before you're a blubbering drunken mess. I still remember when we got promoted to senior bracers. You got so drunk that you told Elaine that... Hey, no need to bring that up, yeah? You don't have to throw that back in my face. What you say? What do you want? You're not getting a free drink out of me, you know. Wasn't gunning for one. Just checking in on you, making sure you're not totally wasted. Oh, I hate to admit it, but you're probably not far off. Listen, man, try not to make a mess of Edith while we're away, got it? Huh, you all seem like such good friends. I'm a little anxious, but I know they have big expectations for me. I'm going to do my best out there so they can be proud of me. It's a thing when you all come up together, though. It's truly a thing. The bonds that are built.
Hey there. What'll it be?
No cheese dogs. How's that cult that was here recently that you let book this place? Hey, next act's still getting ready. You mind waiting outside? I'll go do a sound check with him when I'm done here. About renting your place out to cults. That's what I care about. Oh, you're not... Oh, you are letting me in. And we're just chilling. The attendance is never really all that great here, is it? Always makes you wonder if the venue's gonna stay afloat when you see that few people. You can say that about a lot of things, weirdly.
Off we go.
Back to Station Street. And the Station Street sweep. I thought they were waiting for a taxi when I first came here and saw them, but them realizing who the people were. Oh, there's a taxi.
One bullet can change your fate.
Damn it, I was heading to my senior's wedding today, and then I just had to get on the wrong bus. Oh, I'm not going to make it. I even got my present and everything. No need for tears, brother. Ain't over till the fat lady sings, yeah? But it's getting late. Yeah, listen close, brother. It's the thought that counts, and that's why I'm in the business of taking your thoughts from A to B. I'm sure you've prepared a wonderful gift for that senior of yours. No shame in that, is there? Only one thing to do, brother, and you already know what it is. You're right. Being late is already lame enough. But I can't flake out completely. I have to at least give him his gift. Please, take me to the party. Ain't no one can blame a brother for shedding tears in the name of another soul. Don't stress so much, brother. Sure, you didn't get there on time, but you haven't missed your chance yet. Giordano knows these streets like the back of his hand. I'll make sure to take you there. Adios, I'm pathetic, but it'd be even worse if I just gave up here. Even if I don't make it in time for the party, I can still give him his wedding present. You probably should. Alright, where are we off to?
Time for me to leave. Will inherit the title of world's fastest in perfect.
Alright.
Notes and requests? Of course, there's nothing at night, because we get that through hidden stuff. I'm not taking the train, I'm talking to the police officer. The white supremacist here, canvassing again. The Bracer Guild can come in useful when it comes to maintaining public order, at least. Not denying that they're good at their job, but all the glitz and pomp rubs me the wrong way. Feels like a popularity contest half the time. Though keeping citizens safe is the police's job in the first place. We shouldn't be relying on the bracers to do our job for us. I'll give my best performance today. We'll prove to everyone that we don't need those pretentious bracers' help. You totes do, though. You totes do. Right, there's more of the sweep to go in here, but I think we should probably space things out by going to one of our connections. It looks like with Sherid as Val, it's basically the same thing as our meeting with Arshen, in that we get maxed out instantly by going to visit you, and this is probably our only chance to meet you? I don't know. But then we'll be missing Yume, who is at 70 points already, and the next event would take her past 70 points. So if we're looking at that, can we get Yume's up via other things, or do we have to go via events or not? Will we get enough presents to get Yume up? We've done one event with Yumes. Oh, I'm really wondering. So I think I should do Fairy and Sherid. Van head to the meetup location indicated by the mail. This is what happens when you try to min-max values, you know? Then you miss out. Van, over here. Van. Why are you in the bush? Why, thanks for coming out here. Why is there a prince in a bush? It's been a few hours, yes? Thank you for answering my call. Why are you hiding there? I know you're good with arts and everything, but don't you have your right hand with you, or even just one bodyguard? As I wrote you, I managed to lose them for a moment. Shall we be off then? Let us share the night as men, savouring all the dazzling delights of Edith's nightlife. Already kind of regretting this. 30 minutes prior. Calvard's film culture is truly impressive. Big studio or small, they all manage to release some rather fine pieces of cinema. That ordinary members of the public have places like this that they can visit to enjoy such works is also wonderful. We really must work to further their spread into Elsheim. Wouldn't you agree, Nage? Yes, our time at the film festival really heightened my appreciation for movies. Well then, now to decide our next destination. Any ideas? Shouldn't we call it an evening, Your Highness? You have meetings with other Calvardian businesses scheduled for tomorrow and beyond, after all. I suppose you're right. Very well, let's return to our hotel. As you wish. I'll have them send the car to... What is it? What? There's been a collision along our route back. Get me the details. I need to know exactly what's going on. We can't risk exposing His Highness to any potential danger, no matter how slight. Back is turned. A team, go to the scene and report what you find. B team, search for any viable substitute routes we can take if necessary. You sure it was okay for you to slip out like that? I guess that's up to you, isn't it? Given the situation, if by some off chance something were to happen to me, I dare say the obvious person to hold responsible would be... Scratch that. I don't just kind of regret this. I want to erase all evidence of this ever happened and then book it out of here. No, don't be like that. There's no one better to fulfill this role than you. Think of this as a symbol of my trust. Fine. Where do you want to go, anyway? Excellent. You're everything I'd hoped for, Van. I've marked a few places I was hoping to visit. The one closest by would be... Bermotti? Oh, you want to go to... Oh, I wouldn't go there. It's not that great. Oh, excellent. Excellent. So this is the rock and roll that's been so popular lately. I dare say the further this music can even sweep me away. We can get closer to the stage. Then let us do so. Hey man, that's a wild get-up. This your first time at a live show? Come on man, get into the room. Just match the energy and go wild. And go wild. So, like this. Hey, one of them government suits around these part thinks they're so... They're just something else, huh? We run the country, they say. bunch of BS is what it is. You're right, yes. Though I'd say that applies to more than just government. The hierarchy breeds haves and have-nots, and this zeitgeist of noblesse oblige instills some sense of duty among the upper class. What's that? Look at Fancy Peasant, talking like he knows everything. Why did you go back looking down at peasants from your penthouse, or... He's harmless, man. Give him a break. I'll treat you two around if you look the other way for me. Now, there's a guy who knows what's up. Well, this isn't going as smoothly as I'd hoped. Van and Sherid toured some more entertainment venues before heading for the bathhouse to wash off all the sweat and secondhand booze. Of course they went to the baths. Ah, this is great. These baths have a different feel to them compared to your average hammam. They're the best place I know for when you need a pick-me-up. I can only imagine what it must be like, talking with the big boss. Indeed, I can't go into detail about what we discussed, of course, but one might certainly describe our meeting as taxing, to say the least. I will say, for a man so powerful, he was fairly candid. Somewhat anticlimactic, really. But I suppose that's what it takes to win such broad support amongst the public after the distrust garnered following the war and economic crisis. He's a force to be reckoned with, that's for damn sure. I know he's up to something with Renee. Between you and me, I believe my sister would have done a far better job navigating that conversation than I did. I forgot you had a sister. Isn't she a fair bit younger than you? That's right, though her age belies her intellect. Her mind is quite sharp, but unfortunately, her tongue is far sharper. She always feels the need to get a word in edgewise, under the pretext of supporting me as the heir to Elsaim's throne. She and my father, the Grand Prince, both have lofty expectations for me. I hope that when the time comes, I'll be able to meet them. That's pretty rough. Got a lot riding on your shoulders. You're not wrong. I wish to broaden my horizons, also I can make Elsaim a nation capable of standing on par with Zemuria's great powers. That's why I decided to come to the Republic. I wanted to study it and take in as much as I could. That was the plan anyway. Despite that, all I did at first was indulge, night after night. Not that I didn't enjoy that, mind you. But that free time just left me thinking. What would he say if he were here? What would he do if he was in my shoes? He? Who are you? Ah, you mean that wandering bard, yeah? Claudel knows him. She told me a little bit about him while we were in Farbad. He's quite the guy. I caught wind of a lot of what he got up to through work 2 years ago. The very same. He travelled the continent from a young age, advocating for harmony between nations. I had the pleasure of meeting him once before. He'd come to visit Elsaim, and I saw firsthand what kind of man he really was. Quite the charmer he is. It wasn't long before I held him in the highest esteem. And that's what I've been chasing this whole time. Following his example, growing and bettering myself for that goal. I fear, however, that I can never measure up to him. He's special in his own right, and I worry I'll never reach the pedestal I put him on. It feels as though I'm following after a mirage in the desert, so tantalizing, yet forever just out of my reach. Ah, no offense, but that kind of caught me off guard. Didn't realize you had such deep thoughts. Not like I want to tell you what to do or anything, but it looks to me like you got to start living your own life. My own life? Elaborate. At the end of the day, you got to strive for something more than just being a copycat. Can't always live in his shadow. You're the only one that can choose how to live your life. So what if you get a little lost in that desert? It's not all sand. An oasis will pop up here and there for you to rest when you're weary. And you know, I'm sure, because there are suckers like me who choose to be a Spriggan. Now that's a dark and uncertain path. What I'm trying to get at is that there's not just one way to live a life or achieve a goal. Everyone has their own compass. But what do I know, really? Just an outcast, so maybe don't put so much stock in what I say. On the contrary, my friend, what you've said has done a lot to put my mind and heart at ease. I never thought I'd be taking life lessons from the likes of you. It seems you've perhaps lived a richer life than I first thought. Richer is one way of putting it. Don't know if I agree though, I'm just a handyman who's been in the business for a while now. Did you have a nice bath, Your Highness? I've come to pick you up. Well, you finally found me, Najee. All knowing you, you probably didn't even lose me in the first place. I'm leaning towards the latter. I definitely found it strange you somehow managed to shake off Zemuria's most fearsome bodyguard. I'll take that as a compliment. Had it been anyone else but you, I wouldn't have allowed him to remain alone. So long as His Highness had a fruitful night out, I suppose it was worth the trouble. There you go. Always a step ahead of me. Thank you, Van. I learned a lot during our rendezvous this evening. I feel as though I peered a little more into those unknowable depths of yours. I pray you find great success with your assignment in Basel, not only as a client who's retained your services, but as a friend who has bared much to you now, literally and figuratively. Thanks, Your Highness. I promise we'll do what we can to deliver your results. This hasn't been such a bad night after all.
One of these days, you'll have to come to Elsheim. My sister and I would gladly welcome you.
Well, first I have to learn how to pronounce it actually correctly every time. Elsheim. Then maybe I'll visit. We got a sun lamp. I've seen the growing princess growing prince in the bath yet again. Anyway, I like that though. I bet Najee got a bit of a kick out of just like, I never let you get loose. And it was funny watching you climb into that bush and hide there. Probably got a kick out of that. Also saying that not sure Olivier is a good role model. I think Olivier is like an amazing role model. Like he's just super in the know, super nice, super progressive, helps everyone around him. Basically is striving for world peace at every step he takes. Is willing to self-sacrifice. He's just like... He's like the ultimate depiction of a royal that you could hope for, and they just never are like that. He's so unrealistic. That's what makes him so good, such a good role model. Yes, he has a little bit of a love for life. And he likes women and boys and the men. And he, you know, he likes what he likes. He loves playing bad music, but it is all charming and affable. He's a great role model. His early days might not be the best role model though. What, the smashing the expensive bottle of wine? Well, that's, yeah, his early days, you know, some of it's part of an act too, isn't it? He's always been playing a role. But deep down, he's probably an amazing role model. And especially an amazing role model to royalty. An amazing role model for Prince Sherid. Right, James, what's going on? Hey, James, what are you doing in a place like this? Of course I run into one of the instructors. None of your business. It's fine if you're just on your way back from shopping, but it's starting to get late. I'm being worried about you. I get the impression that you've had a hard time fitting in at school. Why are you even bringing that up? That's old news. Forget it. I'm going home. Not in the mood for an annoying lecture right now. So what's going on? So there's a teacher that's trying to dress up, trying to dodge this teacher. And there's this kid just standing here in a corner randomly. Why is everyone so annoying? Sasha especially. Ah, just leave me alone. Look like you've got something weighing on your mind as well. It's my job as a teacher to listen to you.
Now then.
You didn't smash it, you drank it without paying, right? Oh man, it's a long time ago. All I know is that he
fans are raving about.
Did something to a bottle of wine.
Bitter taste of golden blood.
This mum looks defeated. What's happened this time? Oh, I'm so tired. The store's packed and mine is not listening to me. It's like I've been going in circles all day today. No one mentioned being a stay-at-home mum would be this hard. I love going for walks. Toodle-doo, toodle-dee, walking there, walking with me. I mean, she seems fine at the moment. That mum is not dealing very well. Oh my, is it that late already? I should get going home though. Perhaps I'll stop by the department store first. I'm in the mood to cook for myself for a change. Now that I finally have an apartment of my own, I try to make the most of those mundane parts of life. He drank without permission, deciding it was part of his commission for playing the piano. Well, you know. Got a debauch sometimes. Some carelessness is fine here and there, but it's like she's forgotten why she's actually here. The apartment purchase here in Edith was done with the express purpose of making her work as the representative easier. We know Olivier was good for it in the end, probably paid them back. Was the man that was coming by really the department store's manager? I heard Ilhan and Carlo talking about it the other day, but I'm not sure. I go there all the time. I should have noticed sooner. Did I exhaust all my brain cells cramming in info about orbital devices? Did I run out of space in my brain?
What'll you have today?
I mean, truly, you've got to worry about that at this
Thanks for
age.
coming.
If you ran out now at your age, then what hope is there? You know, I got in touch with an old friend of mine from the Basel Institute of Science for the first time in a while. It sounds like things are a bit of a mess over there right now. They haven't even decided when ciphers will be available to the general public. Our Verne partnership was crucial to this store's success, so I'd like to get a sales plan going ASAP. Both Ilhan and I studied at the Basel Institute of Science, you see. We have a lot of connections from back then, and they've helped us a lot. Our Verne partnership was crucial to this store's success. So I'd like to get a sales plan going ASAP for the new civilian ciphers.
Need help with something?
I would totally like to buy some more of this stuff if it wasn't for the trying to get lots of other stuff done in the meantime. Absolutely sucks. Should probably buy some more plugins at this point in time, because we do seem to be going to, well, be able to buy an in-store stuff that allows us to pretty much just customize our own spell setup at any time. So it does make me interested. Delay blind on Obsidian Ray. Like, Lost Mobius could be an interesting choice, because it could just draw them in and then... It'd be nice if it said multiple hits. Do you know what I mean? Ideal Force to buff A damage and A res up could be pretty good too. Let's buy 2. These
I'm ready
me
to help
just
whenever you
below
need.
40k in cash. The person I look up to the most has to be Professor Hamilton. She's one of Epstein's 3 disciples. She's simply extraordinary. She kept an eye out for me where she could, back when I was studying the Institute of Science. I always get the impression that she sees things differently than we do. Now that she's resigned as a Verne advisor, she's gotten involved with geological research to aid the eastern parts of Zemuria. Her demeanor was always majestic and something all of my peers looked up to. Since we're both from the Central East, I felt some sort of kinship with her. I wanted to travel with her to the east, but she turned me down. The most I could do to aid her was make a donation toward her research. The funds came from the earnings from my startup, of course. She's quite old at this point, but I hope she's been doing well.
Do you have any preferences?
Well-
Thanks for coming in.
We're not far now. Sweep's nearly complete. We're not far now from actually going to Basel, most likely. Basel.
That's
Basel. Let's check out the Bracer Guild and see who's in here today. Zin. Hey, alright. I owe you one for your help today. Got a bunch of our eggs in a row now, so we won't be stepping around too many eggshells from here on. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but if this was the push that could help us get our matter under control, that'd be great. You're laying it on so thick, I don't even want to think of a way to come back. We helped out with all these punks that have been moving recently. As far as I'm concerned, the rest ain't my job. Ow, it's just cold, but that's alright. Figures you're looking out for your folks instead. The CID's all over this mess, thankfully. That in and of itself might be enough of a deterrent to keep things quiet around town. But there aren't as many eyes keeping careful watch in more rural areas. Take care on that work trip you got next week. How did you already know that? Elaine's working right now, by the way. I feel like she's been working too hard lately. She's a hard worker, sure, but I wish she'd learn to take it easy from time to time. She definitely needs the free time. You should invite her over for a movie or two. Ain't none of your business. I just saw 3 of our people off a little bit ago. They're off on a work trip. Though they mentioned they'd have dinner out, so I might be able to join them somewhere. Hopefully things will stay uneventful, but take care of yourselves. Go to Riverside. That's where they're at. It's Fee! Oh no. Are you good at paperwork, Fee? Hey Van, don't see you around often. I only swing by every now and then to check up on things. I guess Elaine's not around? I see Zin's back. You don't need to be coy, you know. I know you and Elaine have something going on, but I didn't know you and Zin didn't get along. I always found him easy to be around. I mean, he is, but he's nosy. Even if I try to stay distant, it's like he sees right through me. Well, I guess he also reminds me of someone I used to know. Zin really likes you, though. You two went to the Blacklight District earlier today, yeah? He was talking about asking you for help again later. The big-mouthed idiot. At least Elaine and Sarah are easier on the eyes than he is. They're better-looking A-rank bracers. Now that you mention it, you know Sarah and Toval, yeah? When did you meet them? Operation Jormungand? Or was it for the Northern War? Yeah, I have snuff around for an infiltration route from here in Calvard. Tovel's pretty easy to get along with. He's flawed, but he knows his business and makes sure to stick with it. Made negotiations real easy. I got my own fair share of flaws too. Are you interested in meeting the Divine Blade of Wind or the Lieutenant General of the Royal Army of Lebel? I'm sure they're both really impressive, but I'm going to pass on that one. There's a lot going on in here. I'm busier than I was back at Erebodea. Oh my god, she is doing paperwork. Got 3 more reports to write for Hazel. Want to help? I'm not even from the guild. Man, you're lazy. You got me. Yep. Yes, she is. I was thinking that she probably wouldn't be great on the paperwork side of things. That's why I asked. It would be really out of character for her if she was. And so, well, you know, it'd be new to a character. It wouldn't be out of character. Characters can develop. She could have learned it. But old Fee ratifying that now would be like, oh, that's a change. What have we completed on the thingy? 15 plugins procured for 2 magic droplets randomly. And that leaves us with the Tyrell District and a movie.
Taking off now.
Oof, I'm beat today. Is it just me or have the other districts been calling in help more often lately? Because I swear my shoulders and back are killing me more than usual. Oh, Karen, just how old are you? You're starting to sound like an old man going on like that. How's about I give you a little massage, huh? My ma tells me I've got the hands of an angel. That's okay, Nancy. You don't have to do all that. She sure is soothing to be around her. I can feel my muscles loosening up already just from talking to her. What's wrong? Got something on my face? No you don't. It's nothing. Thanks for the offer. I feel a little more relaxed already. What's going on here? You're far too serious all the time, Karen. Always so uptight. Always on high alert. How about I give you a shoulder rub, huh? Ma and Pa say I'm a real natural at it. Well, let's get the show on the road. This city isn't going to patrol itself at night. We seem to be having some unsavory characters prowling around lately, but I've got them in my sight. Nothing escapes this officer's watch. I guess it's time for me to start focusing my attention towards this year's Edith Girls collection. Basically, it's a fashion show that takes place on the night of the Revolution Festival. Huge trends there when it comes to next year's styles. As someone who recruits new modeling talent for a living, I always keep a close eye on the people and fashion they exhibit at that show every year.
Well...
He's a creeper.
Step on up.
My Vern Company work has really been piling up lately. I'm worried about the company. The financial boost they get from reparations is bound to peter out soon. Oh well, nothing I can do about that, so I'll just de-stress with some reading. I bought a book titled Arasion Credit Union's Bankruptcy, The Truth. But I think I'm in the mood for a novel. What to buy? Agnès' educational visitation sounds awesome and all, but I like working here too. You get to see all kinds of people doing fun and cool things. When I say all kinds, I mean all kinds. We get Agnès students, foreigners, musicians, a little of everything. That's why I can't bring myself to quit doing work like this. It doesn't hurt that Charles, the owner, has a personality that really invites everyone to just come in and be themselves too. Oh, there's the cat. You gonna speak this time, Kageyoshi? Sure is fixating on the sky for some reason. Can't see anything myself, but who knows? Can you see something that we can't, Cat? Oh, you're here late. What can I serve you this evening? There's a family from Elsheim that often comes to the cafe in the afternoon. They appear to have finally settled into the city at long last. They've started telling me all sorts of things about their lives, just as Agnès' educational outing, which is nice to hear. It seemed to be quite the struggle for them to get acclimated to their new environment, but these days they sound much more relaxed. I'm relieved.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. We
You've
await
got that
your
much
next
stock
visit.
still going this late in the day. Isn't that going to be a massive waste? Sell it for cheap.
Good grief.
I'll buy it for cheap.
Did you know?
Desserts for cheap. It's amazing we're broadcasting this year's EGC over the Orbital Net. We've got to nail the production and get every detail right. Right, we're going to make this the best EGC by a cell, but it's going to take all of us working as a team to make it happen. I've got new lighting gear all ready to go on my end. What are we going to do for the background music? We want to start with something nice and subdued, don't we? I've got an idea. What about that song that's been kind of popular lately? What was it called again? Oh, I know the one. You mean that one with the really nice melody. I remember the singer. I think his name was Jess Branson. Carol, is something wrong? No, nothing at all. Don't mind me. For the people, why did it have to be him? I mean, I'm glad he's getting noticed, of course, but still. Jess Branson, you said, right? That could work. I'll get in touch with his agency and see what they have to say. I know the president there. He's a regular of mine. I'll just ask him. Ah, they're doing it. They're really doing it. What do I do? I'm happy, but at the same time, what do I do? When it comes to heinous crimes in Calvard, they don't get much bigger than the whole devil-worshipping cult.
Smash hit, Wolves Requiem.
Maybe I will catch that movie if it's on. They denied Adius's existence, and about a decade ago they were going around and kidnapping kids. I was still just a little kid myself back then, and I remember them giving me the absolute creeps. Just thinking about them gives me chills all over again. The kind of chills a girl can't get enough of. When word got out about that whole cult, it sent shockwaves across the entire country. Ah, this book of mine really is the best. Just thinking about them gives me chills all over again. Still relevant then. To the news. I interviewed Walter Huckberry earlier today. We did it at a pretty relaxed location, but I still try to be careful with what I said. Still, he was definitely a nicer guy than I was expecting. I've come away from that interview feeling like I can write a deep, insightful piece about him. Now I just need to put it all together. It's strange, I don't usually get so fired up when I'm doing an assignment like this. I'd better take that feeling and run with it. I've got to get all out my thoughts down while they're still fresh in my mind. Chen looked pretty stressed earlier. I'm guessing the editor's thrust some assignment on him that's outside his wheelhouse. In some ways, he's the opposite of Marielle. He's always down on his luck, but it's like she's blessed with it. That said, it did sound like he had some sort of success. I hope the final article turns out great.
Well...
Have they ever stock this with anything else? I guess it's what they like there, then why would they change stock?
Let's see what we've got.
Hey, did you see? There's a new
Lyle,
movie.
what are you doing in a place like this? Don't get any funny ideas. I'm not trying to do anything weird. I'm just on my way home from work. I work at that instrument store 3 times a week. Plus, I clean buildings and deliver newspapers to people. As a result, I know this area like the back of my hand these days. I've even seen you around here a couple of times. Really? I never realized you were here so much. Wait, that's a lot of jobs to juggle. Isn't that too much to handle? Well, my tuition and room and board aren't going to pay for themselves. I do what I have to. They call me the part-time pro for a reason, you know. Ah, and here I almost found myself respecting him a little for once. Turns out he's the same guy as ever. That's a lot of jobs you have, Lyle. At first I was almost impressed, but you're the same old Lyle as ever, it seems. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Same old Lyle.
How about some popcorn, huh?
And he'll never stop clapping. He'll never stop clapping. Heard they're going to be playing Golden Blood Director's Cut again at the theatre. I missed my opportunity to see it last time, and I've been regretting it ever since. Now I have to see it. It's my duty as a movie buff. I was so worried that the director's cut was just going to vanish into thin air after it left the theatre. So glad to be proven wrong. So glad.
Hey there. See ya.
Alright, let's loop
How about
this
some
way
nice cold ice?
and go to the cinema last. I was so fired up to take that popcorn seller head on, but it looks like he's mostly got his eye on the movie theatre and what they're playing. Ah, he got me all revved up for nothing. Guess he's the type of guy you can cool off as quickly as he gets fired up. Not that I can complain too much when I'm clearly attracting more customers than him, so I'd still say I'm getting the last laugh. Our little competition might have turned out to be a whole lot of nothing, but putting that aside, it's actually not so bad selling out here at night.